Hi, I'm Hector Elliott. I'm Strategic Coordinator in the Department of Transport and Public Works, responsible for the Safely Home Calendar campaign. Welcome to the Ubuthakathi Behind the Scenes. We're looking at about close to 1,300 fatalities so far this year on the roads. And of those fatalities, 604 were pedestrians. That's 48% of the total, which makes pedestrians by far the largest category of road user who is dying on our roads. The Western Cape government has a road safety campaign called the Safely Home Calendar. It runs year-round. It has different themes, different times of year. Most recently, we did a really big campaign over the March-April period when our theme was Be the Change, encouraging people to buckle up in the back seat. Alcohol is the biggest single theme on the calendar. We run a theme which is alcohol and roads don't mix over December and January, and again in July. Basically, what we're trying to get across to the public is that whether you're driving or walking on the roads, alcohol and roads simply don't mix. The communities which are most affected by the pedestrian and alcohol issue are very much our poorer communities, and very much those communities which are informal settlements located close to busy roads and in particular the freeway system. So, we found a concept that our creative director in Kenyezi Masango felt that was going to get right to the root of the problem and really kind of shake things up and wake people up about the issue, and we decided to go for it.
We had to create a film that would be difficult to ignore. When you drink, when you consume alcohol, you become someone else. You're not yourself anymore. Something that we were very conscious of was demonizing innocent people. We wanted to be very clear that it's actually the alcohol that's the demon. It's the alcohol that is having this effect on them. To further immerse the viewer, we decided to shoot the film from a POV style. When you watch the film, you literally become the character. The first thing that we wanted to establish was the characters and how these guys are just really nice, cool kids from the local township. We open on our lead character preparing to go on a night out, and he's looking at himself in the mirror, and you can see that he's such a charming young guy. He meets up with his mates, and our character is very popular within the community. He gets to the shebeen, starts drinking, and the more he drinks, the more he starts evolving into something else. At that point, we realized that these guys are all evolving into monsters. Once they're out in the streets, the response from the general community has changed. They're not popular anymore. Our guy's not perceived to be a cool guy anymore. Everybody's repulsed by him. He hails a taxi, but his friends insist that he must just walk, and then he decides to cross the street. At that point, he gets knocked over brutally and then passes away.
Every single one of these pedestrian fatalities is a personal tragedy to someone, and normally to multiple people. And we're talking about young men who are being killed when they're in the prime of their lives. Where we know the blood alcohol content, 61% of those fatalities were blood alcohol positive. Okay, so I think that's really the figure that we wanted to get across and that's why we've included it in the TV commercial. So the message that we need to get across to drivers is that the pedestrians might behave in an unpredictable fashion. The key things are to follow the rules of the road. Keep your speed down and don't get distracted.
So there are some key takeouts I'd like our audience to get out of this film. Firstly, drinking and walking is just as dangerous as drinking and driving. Alcohol and roads don't mix. And lastly, please don't be a statistic.